the tech serves us. That would be a great outcome. The other option is not optimal. It's not great. More time on screens, more time being used by the tech as opposed to the other way around. Kia ora, my name's Will Fleming. I'm the founder of Campfire Studios. I'm somebody who comes from a digital background and just started exploring what were these skills that I'd learned throughout that time of recording and editing and telling stories. And so that's my company, Campfire Studios, and we do videos and podcasts, and now we're in the education space where we're taking podcasts to schools, to communities, to help our young people get time on the microphone, get time talking to people, and hopefully expanding their worldview. So yeah, it's a buzz. I want the future of the industry to be more people-focused. I'm a bit worried about we're pushing our young people to STEM, for example, these very trendy kind of words, and for me it's not optimal just to have you on screen for all this time acting as if you're engaging deeply. I hope that it's about more coming together and using the tools to aid us. Like AI should just be a tool, and it should be a very defined tool that can help one person do 10 people's jobs. Look, that scares a lot of people, but not if you're a small business and you can see the practical implications of how it can break down, your taxes, for example. A lot of the community work I do is with people who English is their second language. It's not going to be scary for them when they can run their letter from IRD through it to help understand what does that mean. There's this barrier that we keep coming up against from the past, which is a kind of paper, which is words. And I guess with the future, with all of our industries, hopefully what happens is we adapt to optimize for people, and the tech serves us. That would be a great outcome. The other option is not optimal. It's not great. More time on screens, more time being used by the tech as opposed to the other way around. In terms of how well we're training people in the industry, I think we've got a lot of work to do, actually, if I'm transparent. Young people these days are used to having an environment where they can share. It's a bit different from when we grew up, where it was about holding it in. Now it's about getting it out. And I also think that's a great thing for where kind of the digital space can help aid that, like long form podcasts are another way of talk therapy. So it's all these things kind of coming together. I think as long as industry can bring their ideas to, community organizations that can validate it, and then you can get some wraparound support to put these things into courses, for example, then, that's a better system in terms of just this top down of we're going to do this and scale it across, the motu. We've got to work within the spaces and places that, need this tech. So education is something that you either look back fondly or the opposite to fondly, it brings up a bit of anxiety. I'm one of those kids who the traditional education sector, didn't really connect with me. And so that's why I'm in the spaces I'm in, to say how can we work within our systems, but to bring something for those students who were like me, maybe nervous about speaking out loud, maybe, not confident in their reading ability or whatever the fancy words are, just the pen to paper didn't connect. And so, what's been really fun for me is to kind of explore my own education and to bring that into the work I do. It's everything, isn't it? We're going to spend years of our lives in school. And I guess I'm trying to fight for the idea that you should enjoy some of that, and for me it makes sense to come into a classroom and say, I'm not a teacher, I'm someone who loves this digital age. I'm someone who loves having conversations with people, and I'll show you how to do it so you can record your family stories, but I'll show you how to do it so you can get a job. And if you look at the digital, if you look at media, for example, it is being broken up and fragmented, and it's about kind of adapting to that. Ironically, I think, for those in the Māori Pacific space, you really have to believe that you come from people who are used to adapting. And so that's what I like about this conversation. There's an indigenous framework which, take the oceans. If you were going to sail those, there's no straight line. You're going to have to adapt, whether it's sunny, windy, cloudy, dark, or nothing. And I think it's similar for us. So I've got my fingers crossed that these frameworks will help guide us through this next digital age.